guys, and welcome to the first tutorial for Halloween of 2017. Today we are going to be doing a kitty cat. So first off, I'm starting off with a white base, and I'm going to literally sort of paint my face white from the centre outwards and leave the outer edges as they are. Natural, au natural. Here I'm just using a water-based paint, but of course you can use whatever you want. You can use a lighter foundation, you can use a different colour. I'm going to build this up in layers, so don't worry about getting it correct the first time. Just get it on there and it will turn more and more opaque the more that you layer on, but just be aware to keep the layers, let the layers dry in between. I did use a small sponge because I wanted it to be more precise, so I could get in all the little nooks and crannies under my eyes, around the sides of my nose, and then once I reached the edges I did use a beauty blender to slowly buff it out so there weren't any harsh lines. After that's all done and you are happy with your layer of white paint, you are going to powder it all over. I'm just using this PS Pro powder, which is white, so ideal. Any transparent powder will do, or if you're out, talcum powder. Talcum powder. So after that is all been set with the powder, you're ready to move on to the outside of the face. So first off, I'm taking this purple eyeshadow and just doing a little bit of light contouring. I felt like this didn't really make much of a difference at the end, but you know, feel free. I ended up just doing it afterwards. So whatever you like really. Of course you don't have to use the colours that I'm using, you can change it up and use whatever you like. Then I took this like sort of corally blush colour and blended it in with a fluffy brush from my skin into the white that we placed down to kind of get a really nice gradient, and you're going to do that around the entire face. Also later on I did decide to do my neck exactly the same way, so it will be the same order, just white paint first, build it up to how you want it, set it with powder, and then apply the blush around the outside. Next, I'm just going to go in on a smaller fluffy brush, and using the same blush colour, I am going to do a bit of nose contouring. Let's give ourselves a little kitty cat nose. So to do this, basically, I started at the front of my eyebrow and went down, curved sort of on the outside of the bridge of my nose, and then as I got to the tip I brought it to a point. So you are basically drawing a V on your face, if that's the easiest. I think that's the easiest way to explain it. I'm also going to use the same fluffy brush and the same blusher to sort of hollow out the eyes where I want the eye socket and the crease to go. I took it down the nose into the Cupid's bow, I did a little bit under the chin, and I also did from the corners of the mouth outwards to make like little cheeks. So I did this all with the same blush tone colour and the same little brush. I feel like a fluffy brush comes in very useful here because it gives you a more sort of dispersed line rather than something that's a bit too harsh. Okay, now moving quickly on, because I don't know where the footage went, of me doing eyebrows. Draw your eyebrows on however you like. I did choose black so they'd stand out a bit more, and then I just put in some extra flicks with a little thin brush to make them look all bushy. Now next I used a concealer pen to just basically cut my cut crease and make it a little bit more precise on the eyelids. I want to keep the eyes simple and straightforward, so I just literally use that as a little bit of colour, and to also correct any mistakes I might have made with the line, taking the pink down too far, yada yada yada. Okay, now on to the black liquid liner. We are going to do a cat eye. Coincidence? I think not. So I started off with the flick on the outside of the eye as usual, and I extended it a little bit further than I normally would because we want to make this big and bold. So I started off on the outside, brought it all the way forward to the inner corner of my eye, and then when I reach there you are going to go down. So going to do the opposite to the cat eye that you did at the back. You are going to go down and it's going to point towards the bridge of your nose in a straight line. And when it comes to the underneath layer, you basically draw a straight line and then join it up to the bottom of your eye, and it gives you kind of that wide-eyed space underneath. Join it up again with the line at the end, and you got yourself some cat eyes. While you have the eyeliner in your hand, you can also draw yourself on a little black nose. I just did a straight line across the tip of my nose and then just rounded it off and filled it in with black liner. I also lost the footage for the rest of the bit that I just drew down my cupid's bow and basically drew myself a little moustache that ended at the sides of my mouth. I also put some little dots on there so I knew near enough where I was placing my whiskers later on. Now taking a smaller, dense brush, I am going to go in and do a little bit more shading. So I'm picking up a little bit more of that pink that we used on the outside, the blush, and just blending it over the top of those lines, the black lines, and just blending it so it's a bit more seamless looking and gives us a bit more shadow and a bit more realness. I'm taking a smaller little skinny brush. I basically dipped into a purpley bluey eyeshadow and got it a little bit wet and started drawing squiggly lines all on the outside area of the blusher area, the outer rim of your face, shall we say. I drew some small, some big, some more straight, some a little bit wiggly, and yeah, you basically end up with a really funky looking tiger-esque cat face fur effect. You could use multiple colours, you don't have to use the colours that I used, obviously. That is just my preference. I wanted to be colourful. You can make this more realistic. This will work great for being a tiger as well. You keep going until you are completely and utterly happy. You can draw a few lines just scattered around the face. You can go the whole shebang. If you do your neck or any other part of your body with this technique, just make sure that you follow through and do the strips all over. I also took a little bit of that blue on a fluffy brush and just kind of ran it underneath my eyes and out to the corner of the cat eye, just to kind of bring a little bit more colour to the centre of the face. After this step, I add some white eyeliner to the eyes, and I also curled my lashes, applied mascara and some falsies. Moving on to the lips. I chose purple and pink. This is Halloween, let's go cray cray. I put the purple just on the top lip, extended it out into our shading at the side to kind of get it again a little bit seamless. And I made sure that there wasn't a gap between the top of our little nose snout thing that we've made for ourselves. And then of course doing the same with the bottom lip, but I did it in pink. I also drew on the whiskers in that time as well. Forgot to mention that. Obviously this step is optional, but I love some highlighter, so I put some underneath the arch of the eyebrows, on the cheeks, on the nose, bridge of the nose, and then I gave myself a little shiny black nose with a little bit of pink eyeshadow just over the top. I just thought it looked really, really cute. If you want to add anything else, any other little personal touches, I just used the black eyeliner and I made myself some extra little lashes because I'm a lady cat. And now the look is complete. You can be perfect for Halloween. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more like this. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and if you like cats. And I will see you guys next time with another video. Bye bye for now. Meow.